What's going on YouTube? Claykeysalt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius event guide, and this time we're doing it for Akademeia, the one from Final Fantasy Type 0, and God am I so happy we finally have something to grind. We finally have a King Mog event, guys, because you guys are going to be able to catch up for all those 6-star materials, with all those metal gigantoirs, things like that. You're going to be able to catch up in the game and do some awesome stuff. If you guys didn't know what a King Mog event is, essentially we'll be giving, missions, vortex missions that we can go do, and upon completion, we're going to be given a currency. And then we're going to use that currency to trade into King Mog for all his drugs, his awesome black market stuff we might want to be interested in, and that's how it's going to work like that. And to find King Mog, he is located in the far plane, guys, okay? So this event's going to be running until the 27th, so that's a lot of time for you guys to be actually farming this event and, getting all the materials you need and the currency to trade into King Mog. The rewards for this, the first time completion rewards, our beginner is going to give you a summoning ticket, a gold summoning ticket, and then, intermediate, advanced, pro, they're all going to give you a certain number of the currency, and then if you can complete elite the first time, you're going to get 500 lapis, which is a huge, huge deal. Let's talk about the event and make sure you guys know there are character bonuses here. So if you do pull off the Final Fantasy Type 0 banner and you happen to get one, Trey and Jack are going to give you a 50% bonus for the currency that you get. So as long as those people are on your team, you're going to be getting a bonus to yourself. If you get 7 and you put her on your team as a 4-star base, that's 75%. And if you get Ace, that's 100%, and that's a lot going for you guys. And remember, you can take friends with you and their bonus does count also. So if you have a friend Ace, friend 7, etc., that bonus is going to help you with getting it. Let's talk about the actual bosses here, guys, and what you're going to be running into. Guys are going to be running into a lot of machines. And when there are a lot of machines, water will rust them, and lightning will shock and short out their circuits, guys. So that's what you're going to be going for here, is using lightning attacks, water attacks. If you guys didn't know, Machine Killer is a TM in the game coming from Edgar. So if you guys pulled a lot of Edgar, or you actually farmed him up and you have Machine Killer passive, slap that on your dude in his materia slot, and you're going to be doing more damage than normal. The final boss is, not too hard on elite. You want to break him down, chain some lightning on him, chain some water on him, do some damage to him. There's one part where I think if he's below 30% HP, he'll jump into the air, and then he'll come back down to slam everybody. He does have the ability to paralyze often, so if you guys want to use the jeweled ring, things like that, to stop paralysis on your people, or ribbons, any of those teams you guys have farmed, that's a good idea to make sure you guys can get through it. And there's another little twist in here, a little bit of something. We do have something like the Metal Gigantoirs and the Metal Gods we had before in other events, but this time it's called the Doublet Corn, and he can be a handful at times. He's going to give you a huge bonus. This guy is pretty rare. I've only run into one so far, but I've heard other people run into him several times, so it may just be my bad luck coming in here. But if you run into Doublet Corn, he's going to be a harder monster to take down, but if you do, you're going to get 1,000 of the event materia, the Phantoma. And the reason I want to bring this up too, they were supposed to give us 3,000 each time. If you look at the actual news event thing, if you look here, it does say 3,000, but apparently that was a typo. In JP, they gave 3,000, I think, and then the guy, they just didn't translate translate it correctly, so we only, we're only getting 1,000 is what they wanted to give us. So they did give us compensation at the beginning of the week, the beginning of this event. But in the end, that's kind of shitty, but we have to deal with it. So if you run into the Doublet Corn, here's a strategy for you. Put on the Mirage Vest on your tank, so for example, Cecil. Then use Provoke. He does hit super, super hard. He hits for like 9,999. Doublet Corn can take your butt down, but by doing this, it allows you to actually survive and kill the Doublet Corn. So remember, Mirage Vest on your tank, probably Cecil, and then Provoke. Pull that attack to you, you should be good to go. And yeah, that's pretty much the event in a nutshell. It's not the worst event. I've been hearing from people that it's not too hard. The fact that we have a lot of lightning chaining we can do, Thundaga chaining, things like that. The boss itself, it doesn't do anything too spectacular. Honestly, the paralysis is the biggest part. You can take things like unicorn horns in there to get rid of that. You can use Asuna to get rid of it. Just overall, it's more of like, how do you best use your bonus characters in with your actual team and your OP friends to make sure you get the most out of farming the event. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So now let's get into what we're going to be using, essentially what we're going to be using our Phantoma on in the King Mog shop. So guys, let's go over to the things I think you must get from the King Mog. These are the things I think you should, you should make sure that you get with your Phantoma, what you guys should be spending. We're going to go with the Unusual Artifact, and yes, this thing is good. This is an accessory that could be better than the Hero Ring for a lot of you guys out there, depending on how high your base attack stat is. depending on how many pots you put on someone and depending on the unit, but I definitely think you should pick up the unusual artifact. I'm sure you can find use for it somewhere on your team. Next up is Survival Edges. Now, this is that little dagger that barely has any attack and has the HP 10% on it. Guys, I still think you should pick this up. It does have the wind element on it, and Nazta, our our Redditor, our big bad JP boy, he did tell me that we're going to be wanting that when we go against Gilgamesh, so definitely a must-have. Pick that up. Also, you can throw it on your Cecil if you're using him, give him some attack up, not attack, excuse me, there's a little bit of attack up, but more of an HP buff, so definitely pick up Survival Edges. Then Twin Spell. Now, this is Mag 10%, so you guys can make Magic 10%, but can you make Magic 10% plus MP 5%? I don't think so. So definitely pick up Twin Spell. Definitely worth it. Putting it on a mage, you're already putting Magic 10% on it more than likely. But adding that 5% MP to all around is going to be very strong. Let you cast more spells, run out of MP less. So very, very good. Then obviously you want to pick up the Metal Gigantoirs to level up your units. The Megacite to level up your Espers. We are getting a new Esper soon in Odin. So you're going to want to use those just to feed them to him and make sure you can get him leveled up. Pick up all the 6-star materials that you need, and if you can farm, I would even get more because there was a drought there for a while where we didn't have a lot of 6-star materials we could get our hands on, and you guys know what I'm talking about. So maybe you guys want to farm a little bit, make sure you stack some up, keep some back, bury the nuts in the forest for winter like the squirrels do, things like that. You want to get the rare summon tickets, obviously, because who doesn't like to summon? Star Courts are going to become important, obviously, with trading them into the Fat Chocobo. There are going to be some great items coming out when, more Fat Chocobo shops come. And if you're running Jack or Trey and you actually want to use them, their materials are pretty good. They're boosting your attack by 20% for Jack, boosting your attack by 30% for Trey. So if you're actually going to try to use Trey or Jack or you're a new player and these are the units you have, definitely pick up their materials and slap it on them because they do stack and they're pretty strong. Talking about 7's exclusive materia, I don't see this one as a must-have. However, if we look at it this way, 7's materia does do a big chunk of damage to one enemy and then also has a chance to paralyze them. So maybe if you're fighting a boss who isn't resist to paralysis, you can go ahead and use that and try to get the paralyze on the boss, to make sure it's a little bit easier on you, things like that. So that's if you have 7 and you think you might want to use that in your toolbox later, you can pick up that materia. Sadly though, cut cards for Ace doesn't seem very good. It's another random happenstance ability where you pick a card and you do some random thing from it. I don't think you should be wasting Phantoma on that. If you end up having leftover Phantoma, I think it's better spent on 6-star materials, 5-star materials like the Pro materials from the Pro Awakening Vortex or the Trust Moogles even. And I know a lot of you guys out there are going to be like, hey Clay, is it worth it to get the Trust Moogles? Guys, I can't answer that for you. I don't know how much you're farming, if time is a factor. Trust Moogles obviously get you, TMs, and TMs are definitely worth it, and they get you TMs faster than, let's say, TM grinding using your Lapis to refill, things like that. So, it's up to you guys. That's going to be a question you guys are going to have to answer in your hearts, and, that's to be determined by you guys. But, yeah, overall, I think those are the things you guys should pick up. The gun exclusive material, not materia, but the gun exclusive weapon isn't that great. Will I be picking it up? If I have enough Phantoma left over, yes, I will pick that up. As far as the elixirs, the, everything else, like all the other items in there, if you guys have enough Phantoma left over after getting these core items, I would suggest getting them too. I mean, this is a way to stock up, to be ready for more things coming in the future. You guys have seen the drought that we've had, but make sure you guys get the items I list here. They're very, very good. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below on what you're getting, and if maybe I missed something you thought maybe we should buy, and then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys later.